What is up, everyone? James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 17 Backtrack Battles. We are still using the Pikachu team that we got from Zawa, so his team is in the description with the QR code as well as the blog. We're going against Fadli? I don't know how you pronounce this name. You got Tapu Lele, Drifblim, Porygon Z, Dragonite, Garchomp, and Gyarados. So it's very interesting. First, Dragonite and Garchomp. It's interesting to see Dragonite, of course. I don't know what kind of set it will be, but it's also interesting to see that, you know, it's a double ice weakness that Dragonite and Garchomp really share, so it's going to be interesting to see. We see the Drifblim, probably carrying that Psychic Seed for the Unburdened Tailwind, probably carrying stuff like Will-O-Wisp Shadow Ball. This looks very common to the Shoma team that he won the Geico Gaming Tournament. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Unfortunately, I feel like we have an auto loss right here because Drifblim setting up automatic Tailwinds is going to be very hard for my team to stop. So, Mimikyu plus Tapu... Okay, Mimikyu seems pretty good because it can take a hit very well. I think I'll go Mimikyu Pelipper with Tapu Koko and Kartana in the back. That sounds pretty safe. I'm going to try to match my opponent's Tailwind. Maybe set up a Swords Dance potentially, but Drifblim's going to be an annoying Pokemon. It's a very fast Pokemon with the Unburden ability that, you know, can get very fast Will-O-Wisp off. It can get a guaranteed Tailwind basically, and it's going to be very annoying to handle. My opponent might even just double up the Pelipper slot turn 1 to prevent my Tailwind from going up and then try to set up his own Tailwind. We'll lead Mimikyu Pelipper here. I'm not expecting to win this game, to be honest. It already looks pretty tough. But my opponent actually leads Garchomp and Dragonite. Very interesting lead for my opponent, but I don't mind this too much. I do have my Fairy-type Mimikyu out on the field, which is really good here. So I don't know what my opponent really wants to do. Garchomp could go for Rock Slide, and I guess Dragonite could set up, or just double attack the Pelipper, to be honest. I kind of am expecting to double attack in the Pelipper. So I do carry Twinkle Tackle on this Mimikyu that Zawa does carry. So I could go for Twinkle Tackle. Try and knock out Garchomp turn 1. And since I can't protect Pelipper, I could go into Tapu Koko potentially. What was that? I have no idea what that was. My computer just made a random sound. I could go into Kartana or Tapu Koko. I kind of want to go into Tapu Koko. Actually, I'll go Kartana because if it's high base physical defense, it can easily take attacks from Garchomp and Dragonite. Unless this is Special Dragonite, but I don't really see it being Special Dragonite in the situation it's in. Because it's not like Rain or Hurricanes set up. We are going to see the Extreme Speed come out, and I'm guessing a Rock Slide is going to come out here. It is going to be that Rock Slide. I'm hoping Mimikyu doesn't flinch here. It'd be really good if we could get the attack off. Please, 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 please. Disguise is going to be broken. Nice. Okay, we get the Twinkle Tackle off, and this should be able to knock out the Garchomp. That Extreme Speed did way too much damage to my Mimikyu. I'm believing that's actually Choice Banded Dragonite that we're seeing. That's a very powerful Extreme Speed that we saw, and Kartana has no slouch of a physical defense. So we are going to go for the Twinkle Tackle. Unfortunately, that means my Kartana's Bloom Doom is basically useless. But getting rid of this Garchomp seems like a good trade. I didn't know what kind of Garchomp it was. Maybe it was Scarf. Who knows? But we are able to get rid of the Garchomp. We do threaten Tapu Lele if it wants to come in. And Extreme Speed isn't going to touch my Mimikyu or my Kartana. So Tapu Lele is going to come out. Shoma's team was the Specs variant. So I don't know if it is Specs on that Tapu Lele. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I could definitely see Drifblim coming in. So what I'm going to do is actually taunt. Do I want to taunt Dragonite? I kind of just want to go for the Shadow Claw, to be honest, into Dragonite slot. And I'm going to go for the Smart Strike into Tapu Lele because I do threaten to knock down the Tapu Lele. I also threaten the Dragonite. I would also break its multi-scale. So Gyarados is actually going to be my opponent's last Pokemon. And that's a bit frustrating for me because if it was that Drifblim, I would have been able to catch it. And I don't know if the Smart Strike will be able to knock out Tapu Lele now because Shoma did run a very defensive Tapu Lele here. So I'm guessing this is going to be very defensive Tapu Lele. Yes, it's going to be able to live, as we are going to get the Shadow Claw into Gyarados. So that's not bad. I'm getting chip damage. Actually, this isn't so bad. Let's use Psychic targets. It's going to be the Mimikyu, actually. So, a lot of damage. That is the Choice Specs variant. However, we're in a very solid position right here. Oh, it's actually the Life Orb on the top of the Lele set. Very interesting. But I get a free switch into Tapu Koko now. The Gyarados was Dragon Dance. I believe it carried the Citrus Berry item. Of course, we don't know if he runs the exact same sets, but I would guess this would be setup. Or, I don't think Choice Scarf Gyarados is really a thing, so I'm not really expecting it. Really surprised my opponent didn't bring Drifblim in this matchup. I can go for a Discharge, or I could just go for the Thunder. I think I'm going to go for the Thunder into the Gyarados. And I'm just going to Smart Strike the Tapu Lele because I want to see if I can get the Beast Boost potentially. Maybe the best play is Dazzling Gleam. But we're going to see Lele Protect, which is completely fine by me because I'm able to knock out the Gyarados with this heavy Thunder into that Gyarados. This is definitely going to pick up the knockout. It's Rain... Well, it's not Rain boosted, but it's 100% accurate Thunder in the Rain. Tapu Koko in electric terrain without Life Orb, able to knock out the Gyarados. And now it's Banded Dragonite and Tapu Lele at very low HP. Even if Tapu Lele was able to somehow survive, it's going to faint to one more Life Orb recoil, it looks like. So we're in a very fantastic position. Here comes the Dragonite coming out. I think I'm just going to go for a Dazzling Gleam here. Get as much chip damage as possible. And I'm going to actually withdraw the Kartana and go into Pelipper to reset that Intimidate that was activated. I could have Thundered the Dragonite and Smart Strike the Lele, but I feel like this is a fine play no matter what. We'll see what my opponent decides to do here. It's just going to lock itself in Extreme Speed actually and target down the Tapu Koko, but it's not enough. That is definitely Choice Banded damage. That did a lot of damage as Dazzling Gleam will be able to pick up the knockout on Dragonite. Not Dragonite, but Tapu Lele and do a lot of damage to that Dragonite. Obviously with that multi-skill ability, able to take the life of Dazzling Gleam in a very comfortable range, but will be knocked out by the next one. Locking yourself in Extreme Speed means you can't really beat Kartana even if you get multiple crits. I do have Sash on Pelipper. I don't have to make any unnecessary risk. I know he has Extreme Speed, the Tapu Koko, but I can honestly just go for the Hurricane without any worries. Tailwind is pretty useless since its Extreme Speed has +2 priority. We're just going to see my opponent play it out. Go for Extreme Speed into Pelipper, probably expecting the Tapu Koko to protect here, but we're going to get a Dazzling Gleam off. I'm actually not sure if Thunder or Dazzling Gleam would have been more powerful, but either way, we would have picked up the knockout with Dazzling Gleam, and that would be a good game to my opponent. So I'm actually really surprised. I feel like my opponent had an auto win there if he set up the Drifblim, but it looked like my opponent didn't want to set up the Drifblim, maybe worried about Ghost Team Z on my Mimikyu, which could have made potential sense, but I think Drifblim was the better call in the game overall. So we're going to take the first game, which is really nice. As let's see if we can find some more and maybe pick up some early wins. That was a very quick game, by the way. Very quick game. And I want to say, first, I ordered an Ocarina yesterday because I did collect Ocarinas back in time. I played it in like middle school and stuff. And I just loved playing mine. I had like STL. I would play Lugia's song, one of the best songs. And I decided to get a new one. And it'd be plastic since I never had a plastic ocarina. So I got this. And oh my god, the box was beautiful. The box is actually beautiful. It's even got the Song of Time written on it, how to play it. And when you open up the box, that ocarina is beautiful, let me just say. And I have seen the reviews. Apparently it's a really well-tuned ocarina. I'm not going to play it right here because I didn't clean the ocarina. Because I think it has a bit of dust. Or it has something on it. I don't know what it is. But we're going to find Alex LJ from Italy with a 1642 rating. Bring the team of Tapu Fini, Porygon 2, Muck, Garchomp, Arcanine, and Gigalith. It looks like it will be Aaron, Cybertron, Zang's team. This is going to be a very interesting matchup, but I feel like we can persevere pretty quickly. Alright, so what looks good to me is Mimikyu. Mimikyu has the ability to just destroy this team because of the taunt on Porygon on the Mimikyu, preventing Porygon 2 from setting up Trick Room. The only Pokemon that really outspeeds my team is that Garchomp, to be honest. And once I get rid of Garchomp, I should be smooth sailing from here. Gigalith is probably something that's going to be broad, and it's going to be annoying to deal with. What kind of set was the Gigalith? I think it was Rock Slide, Stone Edge. Was it Earthquake? It might have been Wide Guard or Heavy Slam. I think Mimikyu is very solid, as well as... honestly, Pikachu might just be solid. I kind of like Pikachu, to be honest, here. Yeah. Do I need Tapu Koko? I don't think I need Tapu Koko. I like Pelipper because it does really well. My opponent doesn't exactly have the best parts for Rain, but it's very hard because to be honest, if this was 6v6, I do love playing some 6v6 doubles OU, but if this was 6v6, my entire team does super well against my opponent's entire team, so this should be very interesting. It's most likely carrying the Life Orb Arcanine and the Calm Mind Feeny, Groundium Z, Garchomp, Standard, Gigalith, I think it's Continental Crush. But I feel like we have a very good matchup, so let's see how this is going to go. I have to weaken Porygon too, no matter what, prevent it from setting up Trick Room. Pikachu Mimikyu will take the field, as we're going to see the Gigalith Muck, actually. So this is great for me, because... Or is it really? Because I'm not exactly sure anymore. So I do want to fake out the Gigalith. Gigalith is a huge threat to my team. I could Swords Dance here and pick up a knockout on Muck potentially with the Twinkle Tackle, but I don't think that's worth it because I would like Garchomp around. So Pelipper seems like the best play here. And going for the fake out into the Gigalith seems like my best play. I don't know what Muck really wants to do. It might just go for a... Oh, maybe Grass Knot would have actually been able to knock out the Gigalith. I wonder if Pikachu's Grass Knot would have been able to knock out the Gigalith in Sand. Because that would have been a very good play for me. We could also see Gigalith switch out if my opponent wants to read this. Nope. Fake out into the Gigalith. How much damage will this Muck do? What will it go for? It will go for the knockoff and target down the Pelipper slot. That is fine. We lost our potential Focus Sash here, but I feel like that's an alright trade. I'm pretty sure Feeney's in the back and we'll want to switch in. I don't want to lose my Pelipper just yet, but... I mean, I'll probably just Poison Jab, but I'm not sure if I want to take a Poison Jab just yet. I should just Grass Knot the Gigalith. That would have probably KO'd it. Because the Sand Boost gives it a 1.5 special defense, and I'm pretty sure Grass Knot would have KO'd. So this Muck is a bit problematic. I guess I could double up the Muck, which I think I'm going to do. Because Muck is a very big problem to this team. So let's see. It's going to be the Gigalith withdrawing, and it will be probably Feeny. Oh, it's actually going to be Porygon 2, which is a safe switch for my opponent. As, maybe I should double down in the Mimikyu, because now I'm worried about Tailwind being set up. Not Tailwind. Trick Room. But maybe Pelipper gets knocked out here, which is best case scenario. Thunder is going to do a lot of damage to that Muck, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to knock out with the Hydro Pump anyway, so we might just get a free switch in the Mimikyu like I wanted. So Hydro Pump is going to come out and target down the Muck. This is going to do a massive amount of damage. Oh my lord, that does so much damage. Not a knockout, however. And we're going to see knockoff into the Pikachu slot, which is going to actually pick up the knockout on Pikachu, so that's a bit unfortunate for me. However, not a terrible situation. I can go out into my Mimikyu here. The situation does look a bit tough, though, if it's the Tapu Fini in the back, and it might just be that Tapu Fini in the back. I feel like Hydro Pump is the safest play into Muck, and I think I'll just go for the Taunt into that Porygon Z. I don't feel like there's a better play. Muck might Protect here. I'm honestly fine if Muck Protects here, to be honest, because that would be alright for my Mimikyu. I need to get Swords Dance up, though. Luckily, Porygon 2 can't really do much to Mimikyu. The worst it can do is really Ice Beam. I really feel like I should have made a Mimikyu double that following turn, but we're going to see the Muck withdraw, and it's actually going to be the Tapu Fini coming in, so that's alright by me. I mean, Tapu Fini is still taking a Hydro Pump. Let's see if the Porygon 2 also withdraws or just goes for a Tri-Attack. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be that Tri-Attack here. We're going to get that Taunt off into the Porygon, as we are going to fire off a Hydro Pump. Unfortunately, we missed the Tapu Fini, as the Ice Beam is going to come out and target down my Mimikyu, actually, so Disguise is going to break. Luckily, we can't be frozen because of Misty Terrain. And, okay, I could double up the Feeny because Hurricane plus Twinkle Tackle might be able to knock out the Feeny. I don't feel like I played this one well at all. Maybe I should have had a better game plan. I should have went for the Grass Knot turn one, because if I went for the Grass Knot, I forgot about, like, I had Grass Knot. I actually forgot. Hurricane is probably the best play. Hurricane Twinkle Tackle might be the best play here. Yeah, let's go for Hurricane Twinkle Tackle. I think I have to hope that this picks up the knockout onto Tapu Fini. I feel like that's the best play in general, because if I'm able to get rid of Tapu Fini, then my Wailord does stand a chance going for Water Spouts against my opponent's team. So I feel like this is the best play potential. Or maybe I could just win by clicking Hydro Pump. I might be able to win just by clicking Hydro Pump. The Twinkle Tackle is going to come out, target down to Tapu Fini. Beautiful animation. Let me just say, I love Twinkle Tackle. I really do. The animation is stunning. So Twinkle Tackle does a very solid amount to that Tapu Fini, but Tapu Fini is faster. Mimikyu voice of Muddy Water though, that's huge. Let's see if Pelipper can live the Muddy Water. It is boosted by rain though. No, it's not. Okay, but that's still pretty tough. And we're gonna see a Tri Attack. I think my opponent doubled up into that slot. Tapu Fini is gonna heal back a little bit with its leftovers recovery. Oh boy. Okay, I thought the game was lagging there. I'm gonna send out my Wailord here. Not sure if the Tapu Fini might protect here, but I'm gonna send out my Wailord. It has very high chance just to go for heavy damage right here with the Hydro Pump. Gonna target down the Porygon too. And I think I have to make an aggressive read here. Or do I just play rough? Because I could Sword Stance here if I predict a protect. But if the problem is what I'm expecting is Tapu Fini to protect, so Porygon 2 is no longer taunted. Let me just check. Porygon 2 is taunted, right? Yeah, he has one more turn. But I think I need to knock out the Tapu Fini right here with the Play Rough. Okay, he doesn't protect. Nice, we get the Play Rough, and we're going to land a very powerful Hydro Pump into the Porygon 2. This is going to do massive amounts of damage no matter what. Hydro Pump does connect with the Porygon. And this is going to do a significant amount of damage. Oh my lord, that does about half. Tri-Attack is going to come out. Target down the Wailord. That does a solid amount. Did it get the special attack boost, or is Wailord just a lot frailer than I remember it? Gigalith is probably going to come out. I don't see Muck coming out. Yep, Gigalith is going to come out. I'm not sure if Choice Specs Hydro Pump is going to be able to do the roll onto the... Okay, I can't get knocked out by Continental Crush. That's like the one big thing. So I think I have to Hydro Pump the Gigalith here, and I think I have to taunt the Porygon too no matter what, because I can't let Trick Room get up. I think this is the best play. We'll see. Okay, Gigalith doesn't protect here. I need to taunt. I definitely need to taunt. I can't allow Porygon 2 to recover. We do connect the Hydro Pump. This is Specs. Stab. Can it knock out the Gigalith? Let's go, Wailord. Okay, we actually have a chance now. We have a small window of opportunity here. But we're going to see the Tri-Attack instead. So maybe Play Rough would have been the better play. But I wasn't exactly sure if Play Rough would have been able to knock out the Porygon. And let's say if Gigalith protected there. If Gigalith protected there and Porygon went for the Trick Room, I feel like it was game over from the start. So either way, I feel like that was the best potential play. But now it's going to be pretty tough. I have to live probably a Shadow Sneak from the Muck, as well as an Ice Beam. The Muck could protect here. Does the Muck protect here? It might. Okay, let me just check. I'm trying to think, because he's probably just going to Ice Beam. Yeah, I think Muck protects here. You have no reason not to protect, because you want to get an Ice Beam damage. You know how to target down Muck, because Muck is the thing that threatens the Mimikyu the most right here. Yeah, you protect Muck. Let's see if the Play Rough is able to knock it out. If Play Rough knocks out the Porygon 2, we are in a very nice position here. Play Rough is going to connect, but unfortunately Mimikyu is not that strong. Ice Beam is going to come out, and I think that will seal the deal, because I believe Aaron had Shadow Sneak. So I did make the right play, but unfortunately I was not able to get enough damage off. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's going to be game. Shadow Sneak should be able to finish the game. So my opponent didn't bring Garchomp or the Arcanine. And I kind of expected the Arcanine to stay back, but I wasn't sure if Garchomp would come in, because Garchomp with the Tectonic Rage was a really big threat to my team. And my opponent was really weak to Kartana, so I thought maybe my opponent would try to bring the Garchomp because of the Fire Fang that Aaron carried. But against Rain, it does make sense. I'm actually going to go for a double protect. Huh? Unless it's a Variance team that doesn't carry Shadow Sneak, we're going to knock out the Muck right here. Ice Beam coming out into the Mimikyu. Oh no, we faint first. No. Wait. Yeah, that's how it works, right? Porygon 2 faints. What a game. What a game. So, yeah, I'm actually really curious what my opponent's thought process was behind that protect, to be honest. Because Ice Beam knocked me out. Oh, maybe... I don't know. Maybe my opponent was afraid of the... No. You shouldn't be... Wait, did I reveal Shadow Claw? No, I never revealed Shadow Claw. So maybe my opponent was afraid of me having Protect on Mimikyu? I don't know. I mean, if he got the double Protect, he probably won there 100%. But, no. Okay. In the weirdest chance, if I play rough the Porygon 2, making a very exclusive hard read, then you lose the game. Then you lose the game. I don't know. I feel like my opponent should double attack there. I really don't know what that double protect was, but that was a good game. I can't believe it. 0-0. 0-0. I've actually don't think I've got... No. This is probably my, what, third time I got, like, a game where it's 0-0. But I feel like I didn't play as well. I don't think the Hydro Pump on Feeny mattered. Like, the Hydro Pump miss, it might have been able to knock out the Feeny with the Twinkle Tackle. But I really doubt it because Tapu Fini has really high special defense. But then again, it's a rain boosted Hydro Pump, and Aaron's Tapu Fini wasn't like a very bulky set, so it might have mattered. But definitely, I feel like I could have played better. I lost my Focus Sash on Pelipper really early in the game, as well as I had a very, very high opportunity to just knock out the Gigalith right there. Like, the reason I didn't go for Grass Knot is, one, I kind of forgot I had it. But two, even if I had Grass Knot, I probably would have hesitated. The reason I would have probably hesitated is because the fact that I thought maybe you want to save the Sand so Rain can't really sweep your team. So I thought he would have maybe went into Porygon 2 straight away. But that's not the case. We're going to see the next team Rin with the Tapu Lele, Gigalith, Celesteela, Arcanine, Porygon 2, and Nihilego. I feel like this is lagging. I feel like the video is lagging, and I really hope that's not the case. Let's see. How do I want to handle this? So another Porygon, which makes my... Another Porygon 2, Gigalith. Okay, that's annoying. That's annoying. What's annoying is Tapu Lele because I can't just leave Pikachu and get a fake out off. Mimikyu is definitely the most solid option. I think Mimikyu Kartana is actually really solid in this matchup. My opponent doesn't have much other than Arcanine to really handle this, and it's really hard to bring Arcanine against this team, in my opinion. So I think I'm gonna have Wailord because Water Spout does red to my opponent's entire team. And Pelipper. I might regret not bringing Tapu Koko and Pikachu, which might be guaranteed ways to knock out the Celesteela. But hey, we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. The reason why is because I don't really see myself setting up Tailwind in the game, just because I don't think I'll have a really good opportunity to set up Tailwind. I feel like I'll be most likely trying to focus down the Gigalith. But we'll see how this goes. I'm going to leave my Kartana and my Mimikyu, prevent the Porygon 2 from setting up potential Trick Room. The problem is I am leading both my Z-move users, so I'm probably going to have to choose between the Z-moves, and I have to choose it very carefully. Arcanine Mimikyu will take... Arcanine Tapu Lele will take the field, as Mimikyu Kartana will lead. Arcanine's Intimidate actually activates first, so that probably means it's either Scarf Arcanine. Well, or the Tapu Lele is probably not Scarf. That's probably what it means. So Tapu Lele shouldn't be Scarf, so that's at least nice to confirm. I feel like I have a very free Swords Dance here. This looks like offensive Arcanine, to be honest, so I'm going to try to see the speed with my Mimikyu here. I am max speed adamant, so this is jolly Arcanine. I can confirm that right away. And I'll hard switch into my Pelipper because I want to be able to take the Fire type attack. Yes, I will be vulnerable to the Gigalith switching the following turn. However, Gigalith doesn't really want to switch into a Hydro Pump, and I always have Kartana as a double. I need to get rid of this Arcanine, and once I get rid of Arcanine, I'm able to do a lot of damage to my opponent's team with the Kartana. So, we'll see what my opponent goes for here. It might be just a double up in the Mimikyu. I'm really afraid of that, but we'll see. We're going to see the Arcanine double, actually, and it's going to be the Porygon 2, so that's fine by me. As Porygon 2 is going to come out, as the download ability is going to activate, it is going to be the special attack rise, as Mimikyu will get Swords Dance. So we do confirm that the Mimikyu most likely is faster than that Tapu Lele. as Psychic is going to come out and target down what was my Kartana slot. Very risky play by my opponent. But yeah, I definitely do see the switch into Gigalith here, and probably just either an Ice Beam or just yeah, he got special attack. That's actually a bit annoying. But I'm gonna taunt the Porygon, and I'm definitely switching to get my. I could switch to Wailord here, but I think Kartana is the better play. As Tapu Lele is going to switch out, I'm guessing Gigalith. Oh, it's actually Arcanine. So my opponent making a very, very aggressive play, because if I Hydro Pumped that slot, it would have been pretty bad. But Mimikyu's now back at neutral, which is fine. Unfortunately, I did trade basically my Pelipper Sash for nothing. And we might be taking damage with the Kartana. So we'll see what this Porygon to here. But if it's Arcanine coming in, I don't really see a Trick Room coming out here. It's just going to be that Ice Beam at +1. This, oh, it's actually the Mimikyu. So breaking my Disguise, which is alright for me. Okay. I think I'm just going to Shadow Claw and see how much damage it does to the Arcanine, as well as... do I risk the Z move? I'm not going to risk the Z move from the Arcanine. I'm just going to switch on to my Wailord. Maybe I should have set up a Swords Dance then. But I really need damage on the Arcanine. Once I get damage on the Arcanine, Kartana again can sweep my opponent's entire team. I need to weaken the Porygon 2, put in the Sacred Sword range, as well as get rid of this Arcanine. Once those factors are out, but then again, Celesteela could be a problem if it's in the back. The problem is playing these weather mind games, because I don't know if my opponent did bring Gigalith, or if my opponent brought something like Celesteela in the back, which is definitely a potential. I don't know, but I don't really see Celesteela against this team with a very heavy offensive rain mode, along with the double electric. So, Wailord going to come out. It is slow Arcanine. We will get Shadow Claw off, doing a massive amount of damage, which is Shadow Claw actually. Flare Blitz coming out, and it should target down the Wailord slot. It will be the Wailord slot. And how much damage will he do back? Is he like a Life Orb or something? It is Life Orb Arcanine, so that's good to confirm. As Ice Beam is going to be fired off, and it will target down the Wailord slot as well. So probably trying to catch a Focus Sash on the switch-in, but that is fine. I feel like I can get a Swords Dance up here very safely, but... Because I'd expect Wild Charge, to be honest, coming from the Arcanine, but... I'm going to Swords Dance here and Hydro Pump, because even if my opponent goes for Wild Charge, he puts himself in recoil range to where I can potentially just knock him out with either my Mimikyu or my Kartana in the back. So I feel like this is fine play no matter what. We are going to see the Wild Charge come out, and that will knock out my Wailord. But again, I'm fine trading Wailord for the damage on Arcanine that I need to put in the Sacred Sword range. Arcanine can no longer switch into Kartana very safely after this recoil damage, so this is alright by me. I could Shadow Clawed, but I don't think that would have picked up the knockout. Well, it wouldn't have picked up the knockout before a recoil, but Ice Beam going to do a good amount. As I'm going to bring out my Kartana here, and now we're going to play some very, very strong games. Kartana is going to come out. +2 Twinkle Tackle shouldn't knock out Porygon 2 at all. Why is the game lagging? I think I'm going to Swords Dance with Mimikyu here. Again, try to be aggressive. And since that's offensive Arcanine, I feel like Leaf Blade or Smart... I'm going to Smart Strike the Arcanine. I'm very confident it will pick up the knockout at this range. As well as it does connect. It does hit the Tapu Lele. So if Arcanine wants to switch out for an Intimidate, I feel like this is the best play. I feel like Porygon 2 is just going to go for the Ice Beam here. Ice Beam is his best play because I can just go for Taunt again. So I feel like this is the best play possible. Arcanine's going to withdraw. If this is the Tapu Lele, yes, I did call it. Okay. So we're in a decent position now. We get a Smart Strike off into Tapu Lele, but I'm hoping Ice Beam doesn't knock out my Kartana, because that could be very bad. Why is this lagging so much? Tapu Lele switching out. Getting the knockout, getting the Beast Boost, as well as the Swords Dance for Mimikyu. So now we're at +3 with Mimikyu, and we might be able to knock out this Porygon 2 with the Z move now. As Ice Beam will fire off, I need it not to pick up the KO. It's actually going to target down Mimikyu, which is even better for me. Unless you freeze me. Come on! Come on! Oh my lord. Arcanine going to come back in. Get the Intimidate off. Come on, man. I think I had this game too. I'm gonna double up the Porygon 2, I guess. What was that? Come on. Okay, if Mimikyu does unfollow, that would be great. Okay, the reason I went for Sacred Sword... Okay, the play was knock out the Porygon 2, and if you Flare Blitz, you either have to target Kartana or Mimikyu. If you target Kartana, you definitely lose to the recoil, and if you target Mimikyu, you're in range of Kartana either way. So, and my opponent gets Trick Room up. I can't win. Because Arcanine most likely carries Extreme Speed and Ice Beams. Pokemon! Yeah, I hate you. I hate you right now. Oh, that's so frustrating. Why is this game lagging? Unfortunately, this isn't smooth sailing for our friend, the Captain Pikachu. Or Pirate, I don't know what this is. Team Aqua, I don't know. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I don't even have Protect on Pelipper. I can't do anything. Mayday, Captain. Mayday. What? Gigaloo's gonna switch in. That was loud. That was loud. Something fell. Don't worry. Porygon 2 recovering. If I can crit Hydro Pump, I can actually win the game. Pelipper, crit Hydro Pump right now. Wait, I targeted Porygon 2? I thought I targeted an Arcanine. Oh well. Don't know what I want to say about that. I knew the Gigalith was probably coming in, but okay, I guess it makes sense. But okay, that play makes sense because even if I double out the P2, I wouldn't have been able to knock it out. I would have needed to Bloom Doom the P2 if I had a chance. So I guess I had a chance of winning, but honestly, I feel like my opponent had a 100% win condition, but just going for Ice Beam and Flare Blitz. There was honestly no reason for my opponent to do that because that would have been a 100% chance game win because I would have need four what? I needed 4 protects. I don't even have protect on Pelipper, so I couldn't even win no matter what. But that is gonna be good game to my opponent. I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna put on my fake smile like I do at events and say that was a good game. But anyway, hope everyone enjoyed today's episode. It was really laggy for some reason, and I feel like it's been happening a lot lately. But this was a lot less laggier. I feel like I know some lag throughout the video, but it wasn't like the most major lag. So I hoped everyone enjoyed. I definitely believe he won if we hit the. Okay, if we were not frozen, we would have won the game. Straight out. I feel like we would have won the game. I really do feel like we would have won the game. Actually, wait, no. Let me think about this real quick. Actually, okay, let's say he Flare Blitz into Mimikyu still. I knock out Porygon 2 there. Gigalith comes back out. No, but I would have Kartana. No matter what, Kartana beats his team if he Flare Blitz the Mimikyu. So either way, I had to... Oh, wait, no. If he Flare Blitz Kartana, he knocks out himself to recoil. It's Gigalith versus Pelipper and Mimikyu. He gets a Sand Up. Maybe it wasn't to play. I'm trying to capitalize off more, but the freeze gave us a 0% chance of winning, unfortunately. So, yep. That's Pokemon, and that will be it for today's episode. Check out my social medias. Check out any previous episode of VGC 17 Back-to-Back Battles. We are still learning this team. I feel like I have a long way to go before understanding this team and how it works, but you know what? It's going to be a very tough road ahead. See you guys around. See you guys and girls around in the next episode.